What's up, you guys? I am Nia. Welcome back to my channel. Y'all, today's conversation, this video is gonna get intense. Just because of the conversation at hand. It's something that truly needs to be talked about amongst the Black community, amongst people, period, because this is something that is plaguing humanity as a whole. So it says it's a trigger warning that if you have suffered some type of abuse, more so sexual abuse, this is just a trigger warning for you guys. Y'all know I'm an advocate for childhood sexual abuse. That's one thing that I don't take lightly. I don't play with that type of stuff. Like, that's worse than anything in the world to me. That and beating children, like literally beating them like they one of your equal. Like, those are two things that I despise, but especially stealing a child's innocence. Like, how low do you have to be to find delight in a child? So that's what we're going to be covering today. We're going to be talking about God's law in Leviticus about this. This is something, I don't know if they talk about this in the church or not, because I'm not a part of these congregations. And we're going to talk a little bit about the Levites, which are your pastors, which are the priests, which is supposed to be leading the churches and leading the communities. And I was just watching something yesterday, and the girl was like, like many other people out here, she was talking about why she don't go to church and that people be getting molested by the people in the church. And I done told y'all I done watch videos about this, like literally, I think it's called Unfiltered Stories. If y'all go watch Unfiltered Stories on YouTube, you will see so many stories. Mostly it's about people talking about their sexual abuse stories. And I told y'all, the video, that's why I'm doing this video again, because I had previously did this video like a month or so ago, but I accidentally deleted it off my phone. So we're gonna do this thing again. But in that video, I was talking to y'all about how one of the guys was talking. He was grown at this point, well into his 40s or something. And he was talking about how he was passed around. Him and his sister was passed around from bishop to bishop. Like, they were all in on this stuff. I didn't even know about the ranking, like it'd be like how they all the churches tie in together. And my issue with this is because it's just trifling, for one. And if God technically initially appointed the Levites, the pastors, the preachers, the bishops, whatever you want to call them, because the bishop, the pastor, same dang on difference. The elders of the church, it's the same thing. You guys are supposed to be literally walking out in the true word of God and actually following suit with it, not just talking this, but you're not acting in it too. You sit up here and preach one word, but then behind the scenes, you messing with the little kids. In Bible studies, in church retreats, you taking the kids' innocence. You making them fondle with each other. It's sickening. So this is what we get ready to go over. First, we're going to read Leviticus law that God told us. He told Moses to tell the children of Israel not to sacrifice your children to Molech. Molech is a Canaanite god. He's a fire god. He's demonic. He works with the enemy. He is a Satanist. He is a god that they worship over there because they are from the enemy. This is why God told us time and time again throughout the Bible. Time and time again, he told them, y'all going to be taking over their land. Y'all going to be in the land with them Canaanites because I'm giving you their land to take over it. That's going to be your land for your inheritance. But do not mingle with them. Do not marry their daughters. Do not marry their sons. You're supposed to go in there and literally smite them all. You're supposed to off every last one of them and take over their land. Y'all know, similar to how they've done our communities. This video is going to be for the Black community because y'all don't understand that we have taken on so much of them white folk stuff. We done taken on so much of their practices. So much of what they do, what goes on in the Catholic Church, that they done push down into our churches. We are not them. We're not supposed to do the same things they do. And this is what irritates me with the Black community. Y'all want to be like them so bad, but not realizing where a lot of y'all wicked ways stem from. A lot of the wicked ways of the Black community, the sexual abuse that goes on, runs rampant. A lot of the homosexualness that's going on, that's being kept such a secret. A lot of that stuff stems from what they do, because they had a different God initially. Yes, at this point, God has fathered some of them in. If y'all want to know more about this, is all in the text. It's all in the biblical text. And I did a video in my playlist about Black people are the Israelites. It's called The Fake Jews versus the Real Jews. In that video, I talked about how God fathered them in. This is why they have that where on Kwanzaa is supposed to be our Passover. That's supposed to be our celebration for the Passover. He told Moses how to set up the candlesticks. When I first started reading this, since I was on my journey, on my spiritual journey, and I started reading my Bible, and I'm reading Exodus, because I was in my Exodus season in the wilderness, literally like the Israelites. I'm literally living this Bible out. This is how I know the Bible is real, because I'm living it. I'm literally living it. My life is this. This is how I know that there is a lot of truth to this, because I'm living it. And I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for it. But when I first saw it and saw how they were setting up he told Moses how to set up the table, the candlesticks. And I'm like, well, that sounds like Kwanzaa, and then as I do research, I see that, Kwanzaa is supposed to be an African-American holiday or something like that. And I also, back when I think it was Malcolm X, I know he was big on advocating for that. See, I don't know a lot about my history. I'm just now, through this journey, I'm just now starting to learn more about history, like stuff that I should know, y'all. I don't know a lot of stuff about history. Like, I don't know everything Malcolm X stood for. I don't know everything Martin Luther King stood for. It's kind of embarrassing to say, but it's my truth. Like, I really didn't pay attention to that stuff in school, but of course I know of certain things just because I just know they were activists. I know that they was about our rights, just like I am. Like, I'm like a modern day activist. I'm fighting for our rights, and I don't fear nobody. So this is why God chose me. This is why he choosing a lot of truth tellers and a lot of the stuff that y'all want to keep secret, because Black community love keeping the dang on secret. Y'all are the kings and queens of secret and brushing stuff under the rug and acting like this ain't that, but then showing up to the world like you just missed this and Mr. That and all holier than thou and want to use God's name in vain to cover up all the iniquities that you're doing behind the scenes. Nah, we exposing all of that. We exposing all of it in this season. And God is calling the Black sheep of the family, which is why a lot of us were Black sheep. Which is why a lot of us are not liked, because we speak the truth. To tell the truth, shame the devil, period. A lot of people out here are cowards. It's a word. That's why I don't deal with people. I don't really like humans like that, because humans is full of cap. It's so much cap in they rap. It's so much lies, deceit. People can't be accountable. People so big and bad, but when it's time to be truthful about the stuff you done did, you embarrassed, you shame, you holding a bunch of guilt because of stuff you did. Because of stuff you chose to do. And now you ashamed of it. And now you mad when somebody question you about that stuff. Because you feel attacked. Because how dare you question me? Oh, because who are you to cast us? Asking questions. If you big and bad enough to do the crime, pay the time. If somebody asks you about it, you should be able to be honest about what you did. If you so big and bad, what's the secret about? That's why people fighting so many demons. Because of so much guilt that you holding in for stuff that you have done. Because you can't be real about it. People hate the truth, but the truth will set you free. It will piss you off first, but it will set you free, because one thing about it is you taking on these deals with the devil. Now realizing the devil ain't for you. The devil ain't for nobody. So when you take on these deals and then you think you doing stuff and you think the devil not gonna waver that stuff over your head. Oh, remember you did this, so now you gotta keep doing this. This is why these people in these what they call y'all know, Illuminati. This is why they gotta keep promoting the same destruction to the community, because they signed a deal, and now in that deal you have to keep promoting the destruction, even if you're growing out of it. You know how sometimes you outgrowing certain things. You outgrowing that whole behavior. That whole behavior I used to be on, doing all that stuff. I outgrew that. I'm not on that. I now know my worth. I would never want to just give my body to you and to think that stuff is cute and to think that it's funny to just be being provocative and doing. I wouldn't want to do that. I've outgrown that. And sometimes when you sign deals with the devil and then you ready to outgrow something, just like Cardi B did that night when she was crying on loud, she didn't want to do that no more because she's a mom. But no, you signed a deal, Pooh, in exchange for money. And a lot of people who sacrificed their children to Molech did the same thing in exchange for money, love, and attention. Things that you were lacking in your childhood, and now you get with this person, you get with this man that you just so in love with, or this woman that you just so in love with, and you okay with them doing the stuff that they doing to your child, or maybe you didn't know, but as soon as your child presented it to you about the sacrifice that was made on them, you brushing under the rug, telling it to keep the secrets in the house. Child, we gonna get back on that, because I was supposed to be talking about the little candlestick, but that's really only thing I really wanted to touch on about the candlestick and stuff. If you really want to know, like, God chose black people as the people. Everybody else, y'all not God people. Y'all were not initially his people. Yes, they gave y'all some favor and all of that, because the reason why is because, I talked about that in that video, but the reason why is because we went away from him as his people. He chose us as a people, and we went to follow other gods. We started worshiping other gods, sacrificing to other gods. We started doing all of that stuff. We wanted to be like that other nation, even though we were gifted with the best gift that there is. This is why we're the most hated. They don't hate us for no reason. If y'all learn to understand why you're hated, when people hate on you, it's because of something that you possess that they don't. Black people as a whole, we don't have nothing. I mean, of course, some of us, some people have stuff, but overall, as a collective, we're the most impoverished. We have the least opportunities. And even if we have the opportunities, we have to fight harder for our rights. We have to fight harder. And that's because God has eventually, I'm trying to stay focused in my book so that I can be dropping the videos more back to back about our history using the Bible. Because all our history is here. It's here. It's in the text. Who we are. You're not hated for no reason. People only hate on you when you possess traits that they don't have. They hate our strength. You can only get this type of strength from God. The strength that we have, the strength that Samson had, where did Samson get his strength from? He really ultimately got his strength from God. This is why black people we have so much strength, so much resilience, our ability to bounce back. We got that bounce back. We got that comeback, period, because we are God's chosen people. But because we went astray from him, because we have completely committed blasphemy against him. I told y'all in that video where the video on my playlist, Slavery Was a Choice, when Kanye said that, it was a choice. Because you chose to disobey the Father, the Creator, who chose you as a people. So he gave you away to your enemies. Let them do that stuff to you. And he didn't tell them to go as wicked what they did in slavery, with sodomizing our men. Y'all, I'm editing a video. Sorry about my voice. But we're going to do a separate video about Deuteronomy 28, because it actually does mention in there how part of the curse will be that our enemies will be able to lay with our wives. Y'all know how in slavery they raped the wives right in front of the men. So we gonna chop it up about this. But back to the video, y'all. Just hold on. I'm gonna do that video tomorrow, because my voice already, I'm tired. Y'all wonder why the homosexuality is running rampant, and a lot of y'all don't even know that y'all men are sleeping with other men, and some of y'all do and might still stay with them. Then wonder why your coochie always tore up from the floor up, because you're dealing with a man. You want to know your man? Pay attention to how he used the bathroom. Pay attention to how his poop come out. That man poop splattering all over the place, doing all this funny stuff. It's not even funny. It's real serious. But pay attention to the signs. They be there. And a lot of these men be living double lives, and it's just crazy to me. A lot of them are, and a lot of them same ones be into little kids. Remember these secret lives and all of this, they be into the kids. They into anything, because the spirit of lust is running rampant in them. The spirit of lust has completely taken over them. They have become perverted, because that's what old enemy like to do. That's what Molech like to do. Like I said in the Antichrist video. Y'all have to watch the Antichrist video. I'm going to link it in the description in this box. The Antichrist got up there and told y'all what his agenda is to pervert everything. Everything needs to get perverted. Everything. His whole agenda The enemy whole agenda is to go against God, period. If God say to do this, if God say you should put your left thumb up all the time, the enemy gonna say, no, you should put your right thumb up. That's just how stupid he is with wanting to contradict and wanting to go against everything. He want to go against every written law that God gave to us. So us wanting to be like these other nations is what got us where we are in the first place, because he told us to smite them dead. The same way they have taken over our communities, this whole thing with Lake Lanier that keep coming up, and people like, why y'all keep going to that lake? It's cursed. And then everybody's saying it's cursed because of what if it once was a black community. And they burnt us up and did everything that they have been doing for years, burning down our churches. Everything that they do to us was what we were supposed to do to them. It's in the text. It's in the text. And I'm gonna put the out those scriptures up here for y'all in here where it talks about that. But overall, we're not like them. And I'm so sick. I hate to see it. It irritates my soul. Like, that's why sometimes I just be wanting to just go off in a land and just like not have to deal with the rest of the people in this world, because they irritate me. And so many black people, y'all be wanting to be like them folks so bad. Y'all put white people on such this pedestal, not knowing they the father of molestation and rape. They the fathers of that. They did it to y'all. They did it to your forefathers. All of y'all that been molested by maybe an uncle, a daddy, and then they may have been molested by their daddy or their grandpa, and they was doing that to them in slavery. Because that's what they get down with. We already know white men have no problem hitting you on the ass, hitting each other on the ass like on Real Housewives, like Mike used to do, Ashley's husband. Your husband, like, yeah, that's what they do over there. That's what they do. That's what they do. And then they done did that stuff to our men. This is why our men are broken. Y'all let them people kick y'all all the way down. I be trying not to get so worked up about this, but it just infuriates me. It infuriates me. And then y'all put them on such pedestals. Y'all act like their relationships is just cool. Y'all act like y'all really know them people. It just irritates me to see it disgusts me. It disgusts me to see every time. That's why I cannot watch these podcasts. I cannot watch these ladies sitting up here talking they ish. It's like, because either you don't know the real of why relationships not working out, you don't know the real behind these things. Y'all don't even know the real behind marriage. A lot of people be talking this shit. Y'all be talking this stuff, but y'all don't even know the roles. Y'all don't know where it stemmed from. Y'all don't know why we are the ones that do things differently. Because we are different. We are a peculiar people. We are set apart. We are the real Hebrew. We are the different ones. We are the black sheep of the entire human race. We are the black sheep of the entire human race. The one that's set apart, the one that's ostracized, the one that's kicked down, just like the black sheep in the family, because we are God's chosen people. Everybody hates us. We be minding our own business, and they still will hate you. But you got some of them, of course, that they know what's up. They know what's up. A lot of them white women on TikTok been talking about this stuff. What they envy about us. Yet y'all sit around and want to be just like them. Because you don't know yourself. You don't know your worth. You don't know who you are. We won't get the close relationships that we're supposed to get with God so he can reveal it to you. It's sickening. It's sickening. But that's the truth. That's the truth. We are the chosen people. That whole Hanukkah mess that they do, they added 2 more sticks to the original. God said it should only be 1 stick in the middle, 3 on each side. A total of 7. We know his number is 7. The number of completion is 7. The pattern of the number 7 throughout this Bible. Even more, as I get more into depth, man, 7 everything. 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. It's 7 in everything. As you read this joint, you see it's 7 this, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7, 7. 7 planets, 7 this. Wait till we, like, man, this stuff goes so deep, and I'm gonna be getting into it. I'm just doing like a lot of reading myself, just spending my one-on-one with God so he can keep on dropping it like he doing. He be dropping it like it's hot on me, like literally dropping it. And I'm just trying to get my words and stuff together, get understanding. That's why sometimes I like to just read without coming on here to read with y'all. Even though, I say I'm gonna do the Bible study and stuff, and I eventually will, but it's just like I have to get all the secrets myself. And it's so funny as I'm reading certain books, like reading Enoch, the angel was asking Enoch the same thing, like, why do you want to know the truth so bad? Like, why do you want to know the truth? And Enoch, like, because I desire to know the truth. It's just so funny because I was just like, as I'm reading this stuff, I'm like, dang, that's why I say I'm living it. I'm living out the characters. Like, how am I like these people? That's why I be saying sometimes, like, who the freak am I? That's why I know I don't know how I ended up in a human body, bruh. I really don't. I just be like, why am I in a human body? I'm not like humans. I do human things, obviously, but it's just the way my mind is just different. And the way other people see stuff, I just be like, shut up. Like, you think that y'all will sit here and say, oh, just get married and just, like, as if that solves the problems that are going on with humanity. People are not, it's just like your intelligence levels must be off to think that simply two people coming together that are not healthy, that have not healed from this very molestation, the very physical abuse, the very emotional abuse, the emotional neglect, the physical neglect. If you think that people who have not healed from these things gonna make a great relationship just because they simply come together in a contract by the government about marriage is a spiritual union. It ain't nothing about no contract. That's something that, once again, these Canaanite gods, these Greek gods, the Roman Catholic Church, which is all in here. That's why I say I can't wait to really, like I said before about that Paul. He went to Rome, and I feel like he went to Rome, and he done brought back some practices from them. They went over there, and once again, if you don't have true mind control, if you're not truly mentally sharp in this world, anybody can deceive you. Anybody can take over you. Anybody can get you to do anything they want you to do. It's about mind control. And when you press to fit in, and when you fear other people, I could be by myself in a room full of whoever. I'm gonna still stand on what I say, stand on what I believe. I don't fear nobody but God. I'm not scared of a damn thing in this world but God. I go everywhere and feel nothing. I feel nothing but protection. My life, man, the way I've been spared in this life, you can't tell me I'm not divinely protected. The way I go everywhere and stuff, man, you can't tell me. I don't even run into a lot of issues. Like, I don't run into issues out here. The stuff that some people go through with these white folk out here, I don't have those issues. Like, they already know what's up. And when you walk around with your confidence and you know who you are, I don't care. I go in all of their markets, going everywhere. I live around here around all of them. They look down when I walk past, not the other way around. Stop playing. But y'all be sitting here want to be like them so bad, not even knowing all the wickedness that go on in their household. So what? They appear. They are the kings and queens of appearing to the world like they're this and like they're that. But in a house, they going through a lot of trauma as well. If y'all really want to do some research, forget all the stuff that y'all talk about with these statistics and all of that. Go on to the psychologist videos, baby. Because y'all know one thing they do that black people won't do is go get some therapy. Address what has happened. Go on every psychologist video, Dr. Romney, Dr. Fox, Dr. Tracy, Dr. Kim, or every other doctor that's on here. Go under their videos and see the plethora. Get in these narcissistic groups. Get out here and get online. Use the internet. What the devil meant for bad with social media, God is also using it for good, because he's allowing people like me and other truth tellers out here to get up and speak that truth. Speak that raw. Speak what everybody been brushing under the rug. That's what he's calling us to do. Speak that raw. Enemy want to use it to pollute the people, but God got us ones that's not doing that stuff, that's doing the complete opposite, which is exposing all the ops out here, all the truth that's going on, the real that's going on, the deceit, the deception. That's what's really need to be spoken about. While y'all sitting on here for entertainment, get some education. When y'all look in the comments, and that's all I do on these videos, when I be watching, even on the dude mental illness, he's a narcissist. He's diagnosed with narcissistic personality disorder, and his audience is majority white women because he's married to a white woman. He didn't marry a Canaanite. And anyhow, in his comments, all those white women. So for y'all to sit out here and think white women don't go through nothing in their marriages, y'all think that they just have the best kids, that they just live the best lives. Look in the comments and read otherwise. Look in Dr. Romney. Look in these psychologist videos, these therapist videos, and see what they are saying. And this is why ultimately they got us divided by race, but a lot of us can relate on so many other levels. The lady that was doing my case, she a white girl. Me and her talking about how we both suffer from narcissistic parents. We got a lot more in common because it's not just about this race or this race, to be technical, about the trauma, about the demonic spirits that are operating through these parents and through these humans, period, as a collective. It's just wickedness that's going on overall, a lot of them. Where do y'all think the where did the Amber Alert system stem from? Where did the Amber Alert system stem from? A white girl. Some stuff that was going on to the little white girl. They go through the same stuff too. Keeping these dang on secrets. Anybody who say about all this keeping the secret, what goes on, you are demonic, bruh. Y'all are the reason there ain't no change. But then as soon as somebody's shooting up a school, you up here, all the shootings that's going on in the cities, y'all like, when is this gonna stop? When y'all stop being on that BS, when y'all stop telling people to keep secrets and wondering why all that shit bottling up inside. Why it's bottled up inside. You wonder why people angry, walking around angry, mad at the world. Y'all wonder why? Because they holding in so much truth and secrets that y'all are telling them to hold in, and they explode. And all it takes is that one last final person to ignite that flame, and boom, they explode. Now it's a mass shooting. Now they lighten up the place, just like that last boy. I did a video on that months ago, like last year sometime, when, you know, a lot of these people that do this stuff, that's why I'm always on the child side, bro. Because the they're the innocent ones. They ain't just born just crazy like this. Now, some of them might have some, because psychopaths, they say, are born. But these children, like, their brain has been altered. Some people are born with different brains, the neurodivergence. I'm a neurodivergent. I'm not neurotypical. I don't think like a normal person. My little baby, she's neurodivergent. I see it with her. She's not normal. So some of us are born with a brain that is wired differently. Come on down here, Ari. Dang, she woke up before I didn't even get the reading yet. Look, it's crazy. Right here, I'm on the page. We already start reading, but it say, "I am the Lord." This is Leviticus, chapter 20. All this is chapter 20, but I have it highlighted right here. It says, "I'm the Lord your God, which have separated you from other people." My brother just ran up that step. Ari, you better not pee on me. But yeah, it says, "I am the Lord your God, which have separated you from other people." You're different. Embrace your uniqueness. Stop trying to be like other people. Y'all want to be like people. They will never accept you. Every time you try to fit in somewhere where you're not meant to fit in, you're going to always still be the outcast. You're not meant to fit in with them. Find your own people. That's why it's this whole chosen ones movement going on right now. Because all of us relate. We relate. We understand. All the daughters of toxic mothers, of toxic family, all the sons of, we relate, and we are now finding our community. God will always send you your tribe of people that understand you because they too been through it. And everybody ain't been through it, so you don't get it. But those that get it, get it. And those that don't, just be glad that you don't need to get it. Be glad that you didn't come from that. But don't sit here and talk about stuff that y'all don't know. Y'all think that the relationship's just not working because of this and because of that. Nah, baby, it's the trauma that's going on behind the scenes. Trauma that people not healing from. Y'all wonder why the baby mama community, a lot of the baby mamas that been through trauma that you might not know about. And a lot of them too know about it too, because a lot of these same dudes are the ones that's inflicting the same pain on the women, and you wonder why they act like that. And vice versa. So let's go ahead and read the punishment for sacrificing children to Molech. The punishment for sacrificing children to Molech. And then after that, I want to read the story of Dinah, which is Jacob's only daughter, born to the one that Leah had. I want to read about the rape of Dinah. And how the Levites even became the chosen ones. Why God deemed them worthy to lead the masses. Out of all of the children of Jacob, out of all of the Israelites, why God chose Levi's descendants. Because of what Levi did. So we're gonna read that. This video already 30 minutes long, baby. This thing gonna get long. But let's get into it. So, I'm going to put the scriptures up here. So it says, punishment for sacrificing children to Molech. And the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, again, you shall say to the children of Israel, whoever he be of the children of Israel, or of the strangers that sojourn in Israel, that give any of his seed to Molech, he shall surely be put to death. The people of the land shall stone him with stones. So he said, anybody that sacrificed their children to Molech shall surely be put to death. And I will set my face against that man and will cut him off from among his people, because he has given of his seed to Molech to defile my sanctuary and to profane my holy name. And if the people of the land do anyways hide their eyes from the man when he give up his seed to Molech and kill him not, then I will set my face against that man and against his family, and will cut him off and all that go a whoring after him to commit whoredom with Molech from among their people. So he's basically saying anybody that sacrificed their child to Molech, and any witness that sees the sacrifice going on, that knows of it, and say not, and you kill him not, you don't kill him, you don't offer him, you don't chastise him, you don't seek justice on behalf of the innocent child who was sacrificed, you too will pay. So for all the parents out here, all the parents, the elders, the community, for everybody who knows that your child is getting molested, getting touched on, and you don't do nothing about it, you sit there and turn a blind eye, you will surely pay, baby. You will surely pay. You will surely pay. Any of y'all that have been a victim of it, have no fear. Your abuser might look like they got off easy. They getting tortured for the rest of their life, and they will have their time. They will have their time. They will have their day. Their life already is hell. 9 times out of 10, them people are already living in hell already in their human body. They didn't even begin to touch the surface of where they going when they die and they go to the Sheol or Sheol, whatever it's called. When they go to the place of judgment where our souls go to rest until God comes and bring you up next in line to say, hey, where you going? Are you going up to heaven or are you going to hell? And as I'm reading in Enoch, in the oven the other day, I told my daughter, I said, because I burnt my finger and not putting on the gloves and messing with getting the food out of the oven. And it burnt me. And just to see how hot it is, when that broiler is on, to see how hot it is, I said, I would hate to ever get caught in a house fire. I would hate to ever get caught in a fire. And I damn sure would hate to go to hell. I would hate to go there. I already see it feel like hell when I go outside and it's 110 damn degrees and no wet wind blowing. That already feel like hell. I don't want to be burning up there. I would hate to feel that. That's torture. Burning like that. So you ain't getting away with it, and they ain't getting away with it either. I remember Krishan's sister said that, you know, because Krishan's dad had molested her oldest sister. And the oldest sister said that the same finger that he used to use on her are the same fingers that's now broken. God sees everything. And that's one thing people need to realize. You ain't getting away with nothing. It don't matter if you think it's just you and them at home by yourself. If you think you just hide behind a building and messing with this person and messing with that person. If you think you hiding under the covers. If you think you in the closet. Baby, God is literally out all day. And his angels are too. You ain't getting away with nothing. Stop thinking that you're getting away with nothing. This is why you need to do what's right even when you think nobody looking. Because, baby, the watchers are lurking. They lurking. They watching. The angels are watching. And they're on assignment. Everything has an assignment. And that's like another little video I got for y'all. Bro, assignment. Everything has an assignment. The sun has an assignment. And anything that transgress God's ordinance for them, if God give you a rule and you don't follow it, everything must pay. Everything and everybody will pay when you transgress what God has told you to do. Period. We got to understand that. Humans get so carried away thinking that we run this thing. And this is why humans suffer the way humans suffer. This is why the black community now is cursed. This is why humanity overall is cursed, because humanity thinks we can do what we want. Humanity thinks we're in control. God gave you power. And what God giveth, he can take it away. So it says, and the soul that turneth after such has familiar spirits, and after wizards to go a-whoring after them, I will even set my face against that soul, and will cut him off from among his people. So sanctify yourselves, therefore, and be holy, for I am the Lord your God, and you shall keep my statutes and do them. I am the Lord which sanctify you. So let's read this too. Let's go ahead, since we're talking about this subject. So this is chapter 18, Leviticus chapter 18, unlawful marriages and unlawful lusts. And it says, and the Lord spoke to Moses, saying, speak to the children of Israel and say to them, I am the Lord your God. After the doings of the land of Egypt, where you should dwell, should you not do. And after the doings of the land of Canaan, where I will bring you, you shall not do. Neither shall you walk in their ordinances. So he's saying the land where I bring you is certain things. These are the rules that you need to tell them that they ought to not do. Don't do this. So he says, you should do my judgments and keep my ordinances to walk therein. I am the Lord your God. So you should follow my rules and regulations that I set amongst you, because I am the Lord your God. I am your God. You are to do what I said. Period. You shall therefore keep my statutes and my judgments. What if a man do, he shall live in them. I am the Lord. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him, to uncover their nakedness. I am the Lord. Let's run that back for those who don't understand. And most of y'all that follow me, y'all understand. It might be y'all family members that don't understand. But even if you don't understand about what we talking about, what the whole moral of the story of this video is about not uncovering others' nakedness. This is for these folks. None of you shall approach to any that is near of kin to him to uncover their nakedness. Anybody that is kin to you, you should not uncover their nakedness. I don't care if you the little cousin, the little brother, because a lot of cousins get down with stuff. A lot of brothers, a lot of step brothers and step sisters. And anybody that is of kin to you, you shall not uncover their nakedness. Rule number 1. Number 2. The nakedness of your father or the nakedness of your mother shall you not uncover. She is your mother. You should not uncover her nakedness. Mother and father, you're not to sleep with your mama. You're not to sleep with your daddy. You're not to uncover their nakedness. You're not to see them as anything other than being pure. You see them naked, you shouldn't be over there like, I wonder what those nipples feel like jiggling in my mouth. You shouldn't be doing that. You see your father maybe get out the shower, or you see his thing hanging, you should not be wondering those things. The nakedness of your father's wife shall you not uncover. It is your father's nakedness. So the nakedness of your father's wife shall you not uncover, because it's people out here that do this, that have this going on. The stepmama be sleeping with the son, and you got the son that's sleeping with stepmama, and it'd be a lot of crazy shenanigans going on, which is why God knew to give these laws, because he know humanity. He already knew how the fallen angels already deceive humanity. Their lustful desires, how they conjured together, and they was all willing to go down together. They was all willing, 200 of them. They had a leader they all took the oath together to fall together. They said, we standing together to do this trifling thing, to go against God and to defile the daughters of men, to know them, which means to have sex with them, to enter them, which is what started all of this craziness going on out here from the very beginning of time. So it says, the nakedness of your sister, the daughter of your father, or daughter of your mother, whether she be born at home or born abroad, even their nakedness should you not uncover. So it don't matter if she live in your household. It don't matter if that's your sister. I don't care if it's on your mama's side or your daddy's side. You don't uncover her nakedness. You don't be like, oh, that's not my real sister, because y'all know how some people be like, we in our community, we consider, because we don't do that half sibling, half that shit. We don't do that. Well, stuff, I'm sorry. We don't do that. We don't do that. If we came out the same coochie, if anything, if I came out the same coochie as you, we blood. I mean, we blood regardless, but we're whole. Like, I don't call my brother my half brother. We came out the same coochie. That's my brother. Now them sisters, my daddy's kids, those are his kids. I don't necessarily call them my sisters. We didn't come out the same coochie, bruh. We came out two different coochies. Sorry. So that's what he's saying. It don't matter if they came out your daddy's testicles or if they came out your mama coochie. Don't uncover her nakedness. She is still your sister. You are still to protect her as such. You're not to see her and think that you can sleep with her. I don't care how beautiful she is. I don't care how much bust she has. I don't care how much booty she has. You're not to uncover her nakedness. You are not to try to touch on her. You're not to try to sleep with her. Even if it's your biological sister, your sister, and y'all have the same mother and father. You're not to sleep. You're not to do that. It's so many stories. Bro, I done heard it. I done heard it all. I'm like, whoa, this stuff really be going on. And this ain't just in our community that I hear from. I watch all type of videos. I watched the dude talk about how his father sodomized him, took him in like the woods or something. And y'all wonder why these men out here are gay. Their own dads been out there booty bumping them. This is ridiculous. And I just feel bad for, when I heard the story with the one guy, he was just telling it, and he was distraught even telling the story, and people don't believe him, and then you'll send them back to the places that keep hurting them. And sometimes the kids can't even tell it because they scared. They scared that this person, because 9 times out of 10, the perpetrator always feel like, no, keep it, you better keep it a secret. I'm gonna kill your family. I'm gonna kill you. They not gonna believe you. So you gonna actually mess everything up by telling them, if you do try to snitch on me, they're not gonna believe you over me. They ain't gonna believe you. And then a lot of times that does happen. I remember the one dude, he came out about his story, how he had HIV on Twitter. He came out about how he had HIV because of him being molested, and his mama ain't believe him. And she sent him right back. She didn't believe him. She got mad at him when he told her what was happening to him. You are to believe your kids first. They're innocent until proven guilty. I don't care what my child come and tell me. I'm believing my child first, asking questions later, not the other way around. If my child said you did it, and now we're going to get down to the bottom of it. And if you didn't do it, and you really are innocent, then yeah, my child will get reprimanded for that. But until otherwise, when my child say, that baby came out of me. How dare I believe a person that came out of another woman coochie over what came out of mine? You tripping. You big tripping. You tripping on big shoes for real. You got it all twisted. Not over here. Not over here. I don't even play them type of games. Like my kids, I take pride in what I birthed. I went through real things being pregnant with these kids. Like we all have. That's why I don't understand these people out here. How, especially as a mother, how do you hate your own kids? How do you despise your own kids? How do you feel these ways about your own kids that you birthed? How do you sacrifice your own children that you went through a tumultuous labor with? The back pain alone, getting out of shape, getting hemorrhoids. Every day I look at my body, I'm like, it's a product of what I done created. And you think I'm not going to take these kids serious? My kids go before any and everybody. I don't care. Anybody can get it when it come to mine. What about what I birthed? I'm not going to play with you, your mama, your daddy. I don't care how old you are. Talk about disrespect. You going to get disrespected. Period. Don't play with mine. Have some truth about yourself. Instead of doing what's wrong, Lord B, you do what's right. Like NBA Youngboy said. And that's another thing, even with him, people go all about NBA Youngboy, but in his songs, he cried out in his songs about his pain. And people still have the nerve to condemn that little boy like that. The boy need guidance. He cries out in Lonely Child. I love the song Lonely Child. If you're a lonely child out here, baby, that song gonna hit every single time. That boy crying out in a song. In his other song, he said, I remember that issue did when we was kids. What he talking about? He remember that molestation that little boy. A lot of these people out here who have multiple baby mamas and all that. Even the girl Peach on her live the other day, she said that her dad was raped. He got 20 kids running around with all these different women. And it's so funny that she mentioned that about NBA. She said, I wonder if that's why NBA Youngboy is like that. Maybe something happened with him. I already said that same video that I did months ago when I was talking about the boy who shot up that school. And I said the same thing about NBA Youngboy. A lot of these boys, like y'all act like the boys don't go through this stuff too. They getting molested at the same rapid rate as the girls. Don't bring none of these goofies around your kids, period. Boys or girls, you think they safe, you think they big brothers, or you think they boys, they okay. This is the problem. This is why a lot of these boys don't even respect women. It's because it's like the boys just get sacrificed. They just easily get sacrificed. That's why they prey on single moms. You got to be careful. This is why a lot of this slander against single moms, because single moms is easy prey. If you're not mentally sharp, if you're so pressed for love, if you're so desperate for love, you easily prey. We can sense, like we're mammals, bro. We're just like the dogs smell around. They can smell when each other in heat. They can smell each other. We too, we can sense it about one another. We can sense it. We can sense the weakness. We can sense certain things. Predators know who is good prey. And if you're not careful, you are opening the door for the predator to come in and get your daggone kids, boy or girl. Boy or girl. Both my deceased cousins, God rest their soul, both of them was gay. Both of them was molested. They ain't even the only ones. I know a lot of boys who've been molested. It's just craziness going on to me. And this is what the enemy wants. Anyhow, let's continue because we about to be an hour in, baby. So this part might be an hour and a half because we still got to cover. Maybe I'll do the story of Dinah in another one, but no, I already started talking about it in this one. So this is going to get lengthy. If you need to take a bathroom break, a drink break, take a break, come back. But this is the top tier. This is an Antichrist video. Best videos that's going on about the Black community thus far. Stop sexually abusing one another. Get your lust under control. Practice some semen retention. Practice some abstinence for a while. Put your focus on something else. Get the healing you need. That's why I was about to say a lot of these boys, they go around sleeping woman to woman to woman because a lot of times they've been touched by another boy, sometimes by a girl. It's a lot of women out here that messing around with the kids too. That's why I'm saying women ain't innocent. But because women are women and we're considered to be the weaker vessel, and society put this hierarchy on women and put this this certain rank for mothers and so much grace to mothers. Oh, that's your mother. And yes, we already know the text does say honor thy mother, thy father. But it don't mean to pacify thy mother and thy father. And we also know it says not to provoke your children to wrath. That we forget to say that part. Don't provoke your children to wrath. Ephesians chapter 6. Read up on it. Don't provoke your children to wrath. You insulting their intelligence. You talking down to them. How you think they gonna feel? All the stuff that parents do because you think you can do it just because you their mother. That one lady, she pregnant. I just saw this going around. I don't even know where. I remember where I saw that. I think it was on my YouTube. It just came across. You on live trying to fight your teenage daughter like that? You pregnant and you just talking all this trash or she ignoring you. And it's just like, some of this stuff bring back flashbacks to me because sometimes we don't want to get disrespectful with our parents. I know the times me and my mom and got into the fights, I'm like, I never tried to fight you, but you really provoking me. And at this grown age, nobody's playing with me no more. The stuff that I let you do when I was younger, most time I'm stiff arming you. Like, all right, back up. I'm blocking them. You hit me, I'm blocking. All right. But you're not going to abuse me either. Y'all think y'all can just do stuff. And you can't. That's why these same parents, people always want me like, honor that mother, that father, your days will be longer, this, that, and that. The parents, they getting the wrath of God too. They getting the wrath of God too. And if you a black sheep, understand that I'm gonna put the scripture up there, though your mother and your father has forsaken you, the Lord will take you in. This favoritism stuff that's going on, all of that ultimately stems from God because God has his favorites. The ones that obey him. The ones that give him least pushback and are obedient to him. Like it says, that I was just actually reading, where it says, I'm the Lord your God who set you apart from the people. Obedience is required with holiness. Obedience is key for God. This is why these parents try to adapt it. The kids who give the least pushback, those 9 times out of 10 become the parents' favorite one. Because when the parents doing wrong, they don't call them out for doing wrong. They don't do that. They just be like, well, that's just who mommy is. Like my brother, that's just who mommy is. I remember him checking her that one Thanksgiving though. He checked her for keep talking about his son like that. He said he protected his wife and his I ain't even say nothing normally because I was at a point too. I would be defending my mom too. That's my mom. Like who you talking to? Just like he do with me sometimes. Like that's mommy. Who you talking to? Like yeah. But that day I saw him. I didn't even say nothing. I was like, cause yeah, stop doing that. You keep talking about his kids, telling how you ain't disciplining him. What the heck you want him to do? It's like you don't like some of these parents. They just don't like kids. They don't even like their own grandkids. They don't even like their own kids. They don't like nobody. They don't even like their dang on self. And that's the number one problem right there. You don't even like yourself. So of course you don't like nobody else. You don't like yourself. You the main one committing all this stuff out here. Me personally, I don't like people because they fake. People can't be real. That's always been my issue. Ever since I was growing up, I couldn't stand them fake friends. That's why I don't like fake friends. I don't like fake people. You get around this person, all of a sudden you switch up. But then when we by ourselves, you ain't acting like that. But when we get around everybody else, you acting weird and stuff. Like, right, take your lane, take your goofy. Go get on Goofy. Bye, Goofy. Anyways, let's continue. I need to get my charger, but let's continue. Hopefully it don't die. So it says, the nakedness of your father's wife's daughter, begotten of your father, she is your sister. You should not uncover her nakedness. The nakedness of your wife's daughter, you should not uncover her nakedness because she is your sister. So this is talking about step families. Your dad's wife's daughter is your sister. You're not to sleep with her. You're not to see her as somebody else. She's your sister. Same with the other shoe on the other foot. If you are married to a man who has another daughter or whatever, you're not to uncover their nakedness. Next one. You should not uncover the nakedness of your father's sister. She is your father's near kinswoman, which is your kin, a relative. She is your father's relative. You should not uncover the nakedness of your father's sister. She is your relative. So your auntie, you ain't to uncover her nakedness. Like, because sometimes you can be close in age, like me and my nephews, that I don't know, but I remember them a little bit. I only seen them, I don't even know. I seen them like maybe one time. But my dad, because my dad is so much older than my mom. He's like 20 something years older than my mom. So his other daughter, like he got a couple other kids, like I think like 3 or 4. I don't freaking know. But the one that I do know, the one that has the twin boys, her sons are my age. They're my nephews though, but that's because my mama and his daughter is the same age, and they had kids around the same time. So that's like me and like my nephews liking me because we're the same age. Whole time I'm your aunt, bro. You can't like me, period. You know. So that's what that is saying. You should not uncover the nakedness of your father's brother. You should not approach to his wife. She is your aunt. So you should not uncover his nakedness, which would be his wife. Don't look at his wife as something that you can devour and love on and lust after. That's your uncle's. What is that? Your father's brother? That's your uncle. You should not approach his wife. So your uncle's wife, that's still your aunt. Just keep it out the family. Period. If they with another person, period, you shouldn't be lusting after nobody that has somebody. It's just people have no clue. And I think that's why I don't get down with a lot of stuff, bruh. I'm not that type of girl. I don't do stuff like that. I will never look at see somebody in a relationship and lust after their partner, bruh. That's not me. I never been me. And I think that's why I never really had too much drama. I don't have a lot of drama in my life, unless it's with my own baby daddies. But most times, even with that, because I don't play that. It's about structure here. It's about integrity. I never really had women coming to me, woman to woman, stuff like. I don't have a lot of that. Now I've had my few little encounters, like, but it was never on no serious stuff. Like, you know, it was never nothing serious because I don't get that type of karma because I don't put it out. I don't sleep with other women's men. I don't go after married men. I don't care if you even as boyfriend and girlfriend. I don't do that. For one, I don't come second to nobody. I can never play second best, baby. I'm first. First. Put me first. I'm the first. If you don't put me first, I don't want you. I don't play second best. That ain't ever what I'm going to do. You will never see me playing second best, playing side chick. Some of y'all are some certified side chicks, and it's just not worth it. For all the drama that come with it, I don't like drama. So I think that's why I don't have a lot of that stuff going on. Never really have, because I don't play that stuff. I don't take a lot of ish. I don't do that. Like, I will literally cut you off. That's why I don't just see how you let a man have a baby on you, all that. I would, like, what? Hell no. For one, I'm really crazy for real. Like, I literally will black out on something. That's why I don't even like I don't do all of that. Some of the stuff that, like, the anger has come upon me before. I remember my mom said that day, she said, you're like a beast. She said, you're like a bear. I'm like, and I didn't even know this stuff because I'm a real sweet person. I don't really like drama, but I know I gotta protect myself. So when it comes down to protecting myself, yeah, I will probably black out. That's why I don't like to get into nothing. I will black out. I literally would only remember glimpses and pieces of what happened. Because I would literally go 0 to 100. I really do have quiet BPD. It don't seem like I got that, but I have that disorder for sure because I see it in the way I move. And I will go 0 to 100 on you. But now I'm learning how to self-regulate that component of emotional intelligence, of self-regulating. I'm really learning how to do that. I'm really learning when I'm triggered, trying to like just stop the conversation, just control them emotions. I'm trying to God is really helping me with that. That's why I say God is the ultimate healer. That man has freed me from my anxiety. Don't have anxiety no more. Don't have it. He working on that emotional regulation for me. Stuff could trigger me, but I don't be taking people serious like that. Like, I know that most people operate from a neurotypical mind, which you wouldn't get stuff. Your brain doesn't do that. Your brain don't function like that to understand certain things. So I know that I can't even talk to most people because most people don't even have the level of understanding that I have about life, about certain things. So I don't even go there. Anyhow, let's finish. So it says, you should not uncover the nakedness of your brother's wife. It is your brother's nakedness. She belongs to him. That's his. So uncovering his wife is like uncovering him. Like, that's perverting him. Like, that's betrayal. It says, you should not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter. Neither shall you take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness. For they are near kinswomen. It is wickedness. So, it says, you should not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter. Neither shall you take her son's daughter. Yeah, all of that. Leave people alone. How about that? A woman and her daughter, or her son's daughter. So, like anybody that's close up on you, leave her. Like her daughter, leave her alone. Even if the woman got a son and then he got a daughter, you not to be seeing her, because there be people like that too. You send a kid over to grandmother's house, she got a boyfriend or something, and his grandkids over there, and her grandkids, or a family friend will come around, and now they messing with their grandkids, and all type of craziness that be going on with these families, or the friends of the family, all that. If you're a friend of the family, they should be like family to you, and you should not be trying to uncover their nakedness. I don't care if it's the child, if it's the middle child, I don't care how busty they are. You need some self-control, Pooh. Get some continence about yourself. Child. So it says, neither shall you take a wife to her sister to vex her to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime. And you should not approach to a woman to uncover her nakedness as long as she is put apart from her uncleanness. Moreover, you should not lie carnally with your neighbor's wife to defile yourself with her. And you should not let any of your seed pass through the fire to Moloch, neither shall you profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. That's what I was ultimately coming to get to. That's when he first said, you shall not let any of your seed, means any of your children, you shall not let any of your children pass through the fire to Moloch, neither shall you profane the name of your God. I am the Lord. You shall not lie with mankind as with womankind. It is an abomination. Meaning not to lie with the same sex. But a lot of people who lie with the same sex, a lot of that stems from a place of trauma. That stems from trauma. A lot of times you might know and you might not know, because sometimes a lot of these kids have been molested when they was infants. When I saw that one report with the chief police officer commission or something, they found the man, and the man's wife didn't even know what his wicked, nasty self was doing in his phone and what was in there. He had infants tied up, all type of craziness, bruh. This stuff is craziness. It's ludicrous. But those are masochist type of people. You find pleasure in someone else's torture, in someone else's pain. So you don't even care if they're crying, screaming, pleading for you to just stop. You find it makes you happy to see somebody else in pain. You find delight in someone else's pain. That's sadistic, baby. And that's very deplorable behavior. It's trifling. Don't prey on people's downfall, and don't want to commit somebody who already is innocent, already, like, leave people alone. It's just sickening. So, neither shall you lie with any beast to defile yourself therewith, neither shall any woman stand before a beast to lie down thereto. It is confusion. Yeah, because they've been having sex with them animals and stuff. this world has got real wild. It has got real nasty. It's some nasty folks out here. Nasty. It says, defile not yourself in any of these things, for in all these the nations are defiled, which I cast out before you. And the land is defiled. Therefore I will visit the iniquity thereupon above, and the land itself vomit out her inhabitants. Yeah, he's going to destroy you. He's going to kick you out the land. Where there's wickedness, God is going to curse the land itself. God will curse the land. And it says, you shall keep my statutes and my judgments, and shall not commit any of these abominations, neither any of your own nor any stranger that sojourneth among you. So anybody come and stay amongst your land, none of that. Control what's going on. Authorize your control and stop being a wuss. People are complete wusses. You afraid to stand up to people. About my kids, I don't care if you the president. About my kids, man, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna have Samson's strength against your ass. Period. Excuse my French. About my kids, bruh, an unthinkable amount of strength will come amongst me. I don't care. I don't fear nobody. I done fought the boys. I'm not scared of nobody. When it comes to my kids, you better play with something safe. Just play with something safe, period. Like, I grew up with nothing but boys. Like, don't even play with it. And it says, for all these abominations have the men of the land done, which were before you, and the land is defiled. And the land spew not you out also when you defile it. So basically the land you will be kicked out of the land too if you defile this. For whoever shall commit any of these abominations, even the souls that commit them, shall be cut off from among their people. Therefore shall you keep my ordinances and commit not any one of these abominable customs which were committed before you, and that you not defile yourselves therein. I'm the Lord your God. And then it goes into repetition of various laws. But the main thing that we talked about in this, and we actually I'm about to go get my charger, and then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna go over what happened with Dinah. How the Israelites, how the priests, your pastors, how they even became why they were even appointed to have the leadership. Because it was supposed to only, God's chosen ones was initially the first sons of men. The first sons, the firstborn. As we see in the story with Jacob and Esau, was supposed to be the firstborn. But God will switch out the firstborn with whoever he chooses, because God can do that. So hold on, let me go get my charger, and then I'll be right back with the rest. All right, y'all. All right. So now we get ready to talk about Dinah. Dinah was Jacob's only daughter. She was the last child that was born to Leah. Because y'all know Jacob had children with Leah and her servant, or her maid, Rachel and her maid. So he got 4 baby mamas, but he really only wanted Rachel. That was the one that he really put the work in for. But what was her dad name? Laban. They couldn't give away, I think Laban was his name. They couldn't give away the younger daughter until they gave away the older daughter. So Leah had 7 kids to Jacob. She had Reuben, Simon, Levi, Judah, Issachar, Zebulun, and Dinah. So we get ready to read the story of Dinah because the men of Shechem raped Dinah. So we're going to read that right quick. I don't even think I'm about to read it. We're just going to talk about it. But because basically, ultimately, the reason why I wanted to talk about this story is because that's how the Levites, that's how God chose them and replaced them with the firstborn of the children. All the firstborn of the Israelites, they were supposed to be God's chosen people. They were supposed to be the ones that were chosen out of the group. But God chose the Levites. He chose them to replace them to be his chosen group. Just like now, like I told y'all, the whole movement of the chosen ones that's going on. Ultimately, all of us that are chosen, all of you as the black sheep, this is why I be trying to tell y'all, as the black sheep, you didn't go through what you went through for no reason. You went through a lot, but it's ultimately to get you to your position of power within the kingdom so you can be out and speak up and whether it's for you to do prophecy, whether it's for you to be an advocate for whatever that childhood abuse that you went through, whatever it is, it's so you can get up and speak and be, and because you're a righteous one, you are chosen. You're ultimately a Levite. You're supposed to use your voice in some way to be a messenger of God, to help, because you are deemed as righteous. You're chosen. This is why you were casted out. It was intentional. And I actually talked to y'all about this. And y'all need to really watch the playlist about Black people are the Israelites, because I had several videos talking about this. And I think my first one where I was talking about the book of Numbers, because the book of Numbers is where God had Moses to mark everybody. That's what he did, the census. You know what I'm saying? This is why I say every modern day thing started from what God did. His task for his angels, what they had to do, his task for his prophets back then, his special ones back then, the chosen people back then. He started all of this. That's where a real census came from, numbering everybody. Like the census modern day, you number everybody. God had them to number the Israelites. Number them, and then this group of people are assigned to this. This is assigned to that. So ultimately, the Levites was chosen because of how Levi, so we're going to read that little part. So it says, Jacob's sons killed the men of Shechem, because the men of Shechem, they saw Dinah. They was hanging out at some, it was a festive going on or something. And, they're Hebrew. They're different. They look different than the people of Canaan. They look different. And the Hivites, the men of Shechem, Shechem and his dad Hamer, they're all Canaanites. All of them stem from the Canaanites. So if they the Perizzites, the Hamorites, all of them are Canaanites. They all stem from Canaan's bloodline. Canaan is the forefather of all of them. He had 12? I don't know if he had 12. He had a bunch of sons too. Let me get my little book, because I got it written down. But this ain't really what that's about. But just know that all of them, and these men of Shechem, they are demonic, which is why they did what they did to her. They kidnapped her and raped her. And when Jacob found out, because mind you, Jacob, the rules we just read, that was what Jacob was supposed to follow too. Everybody was supposed to follow that. If they do this to your daughter, this is what shall happen. But because, so I was like, I kind of don't want to read the whole thing, but maybe we should just read it. Let's just read it. This video just gonna be long. Let's read it so y'all can know in depth everything. So it says, in Dinah, so this is Genesis chapter 34. Dinah is ravished by Shechem. So it says, and Dinah, the daughter of Leah, which she bare to Jacob, went out to see the daughters of the land. So they went out hanging out. She went amongst the other women of the land. They was hanging out. And the other books, like Jasher, they really go, that's why I say I like the book of Jasher. Haven't read it all, but they go into depth about, it's more detailed. And the reason why these books are long, these books are real because they speak about these. They speak about Jasher in here. In one, somewhere in here, it talks about, like it was said in the book of Jasher, like this, like they talk about Enoch in here. This is why I read these other texts that God has led me to read, because they fill in. All these other books that they took out the Bible fills in for the missing stuff in here. Because reading the Bible, you can see that there's stuff missing. And the way my brain operates is like, it's so analytical. I'm like, okay, I'm missing something. So that's what makes me, that's why I have to read these other books to get the filler information. And the details. I'm a very detail-oriented person. I need details. I love details. And this is why sometimes my videos get long, because I get detailed about stuff. So let's go. So it says, and when Shechem, the son of Hamer, the Hivite, prince of the country, saw her, he took her and lay with her and defiled her. And his soul clave to Dinah, the daughter of Jacob, and he loved the damsel and spoke kindly to the damsel. The damsel is a young unmarried woman. Like she's not with nobody. So they saw her single, and he was like, oh, who is that? It's like they was at the function, and he was like, y'all know how dudes be like, who is that? And sometimes we be like that too. Who is that? Like, who is him? Oh, he got a girl. Or you got a man. Y'all know how we be. So he was on that type stuff. And it says, and Sheshem spoke to his father Hamer, saying, get me this damsel to wife. And that's what I'm saying. Like, that's gonna be like another video. We really got to go into depth about what marriage really is, because it's like the modern day sense of what marriage is. Like, God don't even be in these marriages, so how are you married? And this is something that it's a spiritual union, and you're not even spiritually aligned with your person. It just be weird to me. Like, God don't be nowhere in the marriage, but yet this is what y'all be saying, because it's on paperwork. It's supposed to be a spiritual union. And the having sex, this is why you ain't supposed to have sex with most people, because technically the people that you're having sex with, those become your wife. If you read the pattern here, they say, get me this one to wife. And when they say that, they know her. He said, and he knew her. They have sex. Sex is what binds them. It's what consummates the union. It's the consummation process. You spiritually get together and will make you the wife. Come here. Okay, y'all. Sorry to eat I was eating some of this candy. Yeah, I'm just struggling with this. I didn't backslid. I'm gonna get it back right though with my eating. I'm gonna get it back right. But anyways, the consummation process is where the husband and wife have sex. That's what finalizes the marriage. It was never supposed to be no paperwork. That they put you in a contract. But that's another, we gonna do that, because eventually I'm gonna talk about everything. Everything, because God done called me to do so. So pull your britches up, strap your, what do you say here? Gird your loins, hold on, and enjoy the ride. It ain't no need to be mad and all that stuff. The truth, like I said, gonna set us free. But anyways, let's finish reading. So it says, get me this damsel to wife. And Jacob heard that he had defiled Dinah, his daughter. Now his sons were with his cattle in the field, and Jacob held his peace till they were come. So Jacob heard about it, but he ain't say nothing about it. He ain't move, he ain't make no action till his sons came in, from the field, from working. It says, and Hamer, the father of Sheshem, went out to Jacob to commune with him. And the sons of Jacob came out of the field when they heard it, and the men were grieved, and they were very wroth, because he had wrought folly in Israel in line with Jacob's daughter, which thing ought not to be done. So they were very mad when they heard about it. They were peed off. They was pissed. They were very wroth. They were angry. They were fury, because he had done this folly thing, and that's not what to be done. And Hamer communed with them, saying, the soul of my son Sheshem longeth for your daughter. I pray you give her him to wife, and make you marriages with us, and give your daughters to us, and take our daughters to you. Mind you, they know that God said you cannot marry the daughters of Canaan. You should not give your daughters to them, and you should not take daughters of theirs to wife. Period. They have a different God than you. If you serve two different gods, baby, there's going to be a conflict of interest. You cannot serve two masters, for you will love the one or hate the other. You cannot serve two masters. You got to pick you can't, it's just impossible. Because they headbutt. The enemy purposely goes against God, and the God technically goes against the enemy, because the enemy wants to pervert things. He wants to have destruction. His job is to steal, kill, and destroy. So it's headbutting. It's headbutting. You got people that have these values and the people that have these values. Your values are going to conflict. Just with the simple thing that he said about eating a swine. If you were a person who eats swine and you don't like swine, and even the thought, that's not, you don't even want to, what's the little thing, cross-contamination. You don't know, you might be cooking these pork ribs, and you got the beef ribs over here. You might eat beef. You might not eat pork or beef at all, but yet they fork over here using that same fork on the grill to flip everything. The smell alone will irritate you. And you just know that God said it's unclean. It's an unclean animal because of the whole cleft foot, and chew the curd stuff that goes on, which makes the animal unclean. And it's also interesting to me because that's the very animals that they fed us during slavery, which is why now we still eat that stuff and we deem it is so great long as we season it up, because that's what they wanted to defile us as the chosen people. They wanted to get us to do everything to go against God. They fed us that stuff. So I'm saying, y'all can't tell me none of this stuff is real. Like, we eat chitterlings, we eat the pig's foot. The cleft hoof, because the pigs, their foots are cleft. They have the split hooves, but they don't chew their curd. Beef, animals, cows, they chew their curd. They got 2 stomachs, so they double digest their food. Pigs don't do that, even though they have the cleft foot. And the cleft foot is to help them move on the dang on pasture, to help them climb the hills and stuff. It's just interesting. But anyhow, let's keep going, y'all. So it says, and make you marriages with us, and give your daughters to us, and take our daughters to you. And you shall dwell with us, and the land shall be before you. Dwell and trade there, and get your possessions there. And Shechem said to her father and her brother, let me find grace in your eyes, and what you shall say to me I will give. Ask me never so much dowry and gift, and I will give according to you as you say to me. But give me the damsel to wife. And the sons of Jacob answered Shechem and Hamor, his father, deceitfully, and said, because he had defiled Dinah, their sister, and they said to them, we can't do this thing to give our sister to one that is uncircumcised, for that were a reproach to us. Yeah, that's completely, that's against the rules, against the law. You can't uncircumcise me. You're not circumcised, baby. You can't be with my sister, period. And this is what I'm saying, even with the whole thing we do in our community, that's stuff that we do. And that's what I said before. I wonder, do y'all know why y'all circumcise y'all kids? Because that's a covenant that God made with Abraham. That was something that he made with him, to circumcise your son. That's the covenant that he made with us. This is why this is something that we continue to do in our community, to shed that extra skin. Because for one, them men, their thing already got a mind of its own. It don't need no extra flesh on there, that temptation. It already got a mind of its own. They wake up with their mind of their own. It wake up doing this and doing that. This is why we be telling them, think with this head and stop thinking with that head, because that head down there gonna get you into a world of trouble. But they don't be having no control over that thing. That's why y'all need to practice that semen retention. Control yourself. Take that sexual energy and pour it into finding your purpose. Pour it into getting your relationship closer with God. That's what you need to do. Control it. That's why God said they don't need no extra flesh on them. The flesh already is hyper, ready to do some stuff that they don't need to be doing. It's already deceitful as a whole. It's just, that's what the flesh does. You don't need no extra flesh on that thing. Cut it off. Anyhow, so it says, but in this will we will consent to you, if you will be as we be, that every male of you be circumcised. Then we will give our daughters to you, and we will take your daughters to us, and we will dwell with you, and we will become one people. But if you will not listen to us to be circumcised, then we will take our daughter and we'll be gone. Really, they was playing with him. Like, y'all already had defiled his daughter, and now you want to keep her, and you want to bring her back. Like, it goes deeper into the other stories about the whole, like, real detail about what had happened. So one day I might do a video about that as I go back through it, just so we can have different videos. Like, I think I'm gonna end up doing that, like make different topics, different videos. I don't know. Let me see it. What you want more? I guess it is. So it says, and their words pleased Hamor and Shechem Hamor's son. And the young man deferred not to do the thing because he had delight in Jacob's daughter, and he was more honorable than all of the house of his father. And Hamor and Shechem his son came to the gate of their city and communed with the men of their city, saying, these men are peaceable with us. Therefore let them dwell in the land and trade there, for the land, behold, it is large enough for them. Let us take their daughters to us for wives, and let us give them our daughters. And it says, only here would the men consent to us for dwell with us to be one people. If every male among us be circumcised as they are circumcised. So basically this was Shechem and them going back to their people and saying, look, in order for me to get this woman, In order for them to give me their daughter, we all got to get circumcised. So he was basically letting his people know the play. Like, he consulted with them to let them know what's going on, why they need them to get circumcised. So, yeah. So once Jacob and his sons came to him with the offer saying, look, if you want my daughter, if you want to keep her, you got to get circumcised. If you want us to give her back to you, you got to get circumcised. If you want that to be your wife. Like, if you want us to blend and become one people, you got to get circumcised, because that's what we have to do based on our laws from our God. Abraham's command down the bloodline, all your sons should be circumcised. Even Ishmael had to get circumcised at 14 years old? Ishmael had to get circumcised. That was around the time when God said, even if you adopt a son, any sons that you adopt, they come into this household, they come into this family, they got to get circumcised, period. That's the covenant. That was our covenant. That was our covenant. So it says, shall not their cattle and their substance and every beast of theirs be ours? Only let us consent to them, and they will dwell with us. And to Hamor and to Shechem his son listened all that went out the gate of his city, and every male was circumcised. All that went out of the gate of his city. Because it was basically saying, like, if we do this, if we do this, guys, all of their stuff will be ours. We'll get their women. I'll be able to wipe her. We'll get their women. We'll get their cattle. We'll get everything if we do this. So let's just do this deal. The whole time, Jacob and them was like, you thought, like, let's read, like, because this is where it really gets good. So it says, and it came to pass on the third day, when they were sore, that the two sons of Jacob, Simon and Levi, Dinah's brothers, took each man his sword and came upon the city boldly and slew all the males. So mind you, they made them get circumcised. They wanted them to get circumcised because that was going to weaken them. When your balls hurting, I guess necessarily not your balls, but when you just have surgery, no matter what kind of surgery it is, you in pain, you more fragile because you just got surgery. So they plotted that on purpose. That's the easier way to kill them off. You hit them when they weak, period. So it says, and they slew Hamor and Shechem his son with the edge of the sword, and took Dinah out of Shechem's house and went out. So they often slew him off with you and your son, Hamor and your son, and took my sister back and my daughter. Mind you, Simon and Levi, those are her two big brothers. All of them older than her. See, I don't know if Dinah was born last. I think she was born last, yeah. So she's the little sis. All of them are her big brothers, but Simon and Levi are Reuben is the oldest, then Simon, then Levi. So Simon and Levi are the two, basically still her older brothers. So they're the ones that was like, you did this thing to my sister? You did this thing to my sister? I'm going to read that part. Because in the book of Jubilees, it goes like into a little bit more detail. So I'm going to read that part for y'all. But let's finish reading this, and then we're going to read that. So it says, the son of Jacob came upon the slain and spoiled the city, because they had defiled their sister. They took their sheep and their oxen and their asses and that which was in the city that was in the field. All their wealth, all their little ones, their wives, they took captive and spoiled, even all that was in the house. And Jacob said to Simon and Levi, you have troubled me to make me to stink among the inhabitants of the land, among the Canaanites and the Perizzites. And I being few in number, they should gather themselves together against me and slay me. I shall be destroyed and my house. And they said, should he deal with your sister as with an harlot? So basically, Jacob, little sucker, so you supposed to be the father, and you supposed to, what? You gonna sit there and say, well, y'all did this to him, now they gonna be after me. Now they gonna be after me because of what y'all did. Like, what, sir? Like, and Simon and Levi was like, so should I not deal with them? Like, because they hoard my sister, they defiled my sister, so was I supposed to let them slide with that? So now let's read this, because that's the end of that part. But let's read from the book of Jubilee right quick, because I'm only reading this because to show y'all why Levi was chosen as a truthful, upright man and as a righteous man, because of how he defended his sister and how he stuck to the Levitical law that we already read, where they said to not sacrifice your children to Moloch, and any man that defiles your sister, you are to slay him. Period. That's what God's order was. they abided by that. Jacob wasn't trying to abide by that. But he still told his sons about it, like so. So it says, and Simon and Levi came stealthily to Shechem. So they secretly came through like a thief in the night. They crept in the land. Laid low, plotted, was on their P's and Q's so they can get it back in blood, period. So it says, and Simon and Levi came stealthily to Shechem and executed judgment on all the men of Shechem and slew all the men who they found in it and left not a single one remaining in it. They slew all in torments because they had dishonored their sister Dinah. And thus do not let it be done again from now on that a daughter of Israel is defiled. This is what God told you. This is what God told him to do in the law. This is what he told him to do. Show them no pity. It was that one verse I was just reading somewhere here. It says, show them no pity. Eye for eye, foot for foot, toe for toe. Man, show them no pity. Have no mercy on them. If you defile my statute, if they defile it, have no mercy on them. I think that was in the part about if you seeking refuge in another city, if you shed blood. If you shed blood and all of that stuff like that. See, we're going to have all these videos coming. We're going to talk about all of them because everything, how they had the cities of refuge. Like if, even like in the hoods and stuff, if they get into certain stuff, they'll go hide out in another person's city. Even people who, like I remember my mom's friend, her son had killed some boy and then he done fled and went and stayed out in Philly somewhere, Pennsylvania somewhere. And he lived in D.C., but he went to another state and stayed out there until he got caught out there. So it says, and thus do not let it be done again from now on that a daughter of Israel is defiled. For judgment is ordained in heaven against them that should destroy with the sword all the men of the Shechemites, because they had worked shame in Israel. And the Lord delivered them into the hand of the sons of Jacob, that they might exterminate them with the sword and execute judgment on them, and that it might not be thus done again in Israel, that a virgin of Israel should be defiled. And if there's any man in Israel who wishes to give his daughter or his sister to any man who is a seed of the nations, he will surely die, and they will stone him with stones. For he has worked shame in Israel. And they will burn the woman with fire because she has dishonored the name of the house of her father, and she will be rooted out of Israel. Says, and do not let an adulteress be found, and no uncleanness in Israel throughout all the days of the generations of earth. For Israel is holy to the Lord, and every man who has defiled it will surely die. They will stone him with stones. So it says, y'all. And to this law there is no limit of days, and no forgiveness, nor any atonement. But the man who has defiled his daughter will be rooted out in the midst of all Israel, because he has given of his seed to Molech. Hey, shh. It says, because he has given of his seed to Molech and worked impiously as to defile it. And you, Moses, command the son of Israel and exhort them not to give their daughters to the nations, and not to take any of the daughters of the nations for their sons. For this is abominable before the Lord. For this reason I have written to you in the words of the law all the deeds of the Shechemites which they worked against Dinah, and how the sons of Jacob spoke, saying, we will not give our daughter to a man who is uncircumcised, for that will be a reproach to us. And it is a reproach to Israel, to those who give to those who take the daughters of the nations, for this is unclean and abominable. And Israel will not be free from this uncleanness if it has a wife of the daughters of the nations, or has given any of its daughters to a man who is of any of the nations. For there will be plague on plague and curse on curse, and every judgment and plague will come on him if he does this thing. Or if he hides his eyes from those who commit uncleanliness, or those who defile the sanctuary of the Lord, or those who profane his holy name. For the whole nation will be judged together for all the uncleanness and desecration of this man. And there will be no respect of from persons, and no receiving in his hands of fruits and offerings. And likewise for every man or woman in Israel who defiles the sanctuary. For this reason, I have commanded you, saying, testify this testimony to Israel. See how the Shechemites and their sons fared, how they were delivered into the hands of two of sons of Jacob, and they slew them under tortures, and it was reckoned to them for righteousness, and it is written down to them for righteousness. And the seed of Levi was chosen for the priesthood and to be Levites, that they might minister before the Lord as we continually, that Levi and his sons may be blessed forever. For he was zealous to execute righteousness and judgment and vengeance on all those who rose against Israel. That part right there. Levi was chose because they were of righteousness, and it is written down to them for righteousness. That the seed of Levi was chosen for the priesthood and to be Levites, that they might minister before the Lord. Your ministers, your pastors, your preachers, whatever the synonymous name is, it's all the same. The elders, the pastors, all of that. As we continually, that Levi and his sons may be blessed forever. So they were chosen because of their righteousness. But these same ones that once, because of what Levi did, because Levi and his other brother, they went and got it back in blood because of them defiling their sister. They did not profane the word of God. They took action. God allowed them. They didn't get in trouble for doing what they did. God was with them. God was backing them. God used them. It said he delivered them in his hand, and the Lord delivered them into the hands of the sons of Jacob, that they might exterminate them with the sword and execute judgment on them, and that it might not thus be done again in the land of Israel, that a virgin of Israel should be defiled. He let them do it. He gave them the okay to do that. Had they not done it, somebody was going to suffer. Somebody had to go get it back for them. That's why they said, what they did that to my sister. You did that to my sister. I remember another girl I went to school with. That's what I said. I know a lot of people who have actually been in these type of situations with their own dad, with other people, like family, friends of the family. And the one girl who was raped, her sister got it back in her sister's a stud, or whatever they call them now, the studs. And I too believe they probably been through that. That's why she was like, you're not gonna get away with what you done to my sister. And she got that, she killed that man. She did her little time, she got out, she did her time. But you did that to my sister. Period. And I'm going to get it back in blood for my sister. That was God's law. You don't do that. And that's why the Levites, that's why, hey. That's what kills me now about these Levites now. Because y'all was once known for being righteous people. Having righteous souls. Not watering down the word of God. Standing true in his ordinances and his statutes. And now to think that you're supposed to do away with certain rules and regulations because you done got ahead of yourself, or maybe because now you didn't intermarry with women of Canaan, now you didn't join evil forces. I forgot this. I just lost storage, y'all. But like I was saying, for the same ones who was supposed to be deemed as righteous people, now it's like y'all playing in God's face and y'all watering down his word, and y'all like completely just allowing all types of stuff to go on behind the scenes in these churches. It's more like a cult and a coven. Y'all on that demonic stuff. Then y'all are teaching the right thing. And this is why now God is calling us up. He calling us up, the truth tellers. Because ultimately Levi was deemed as such. He was deemed as that. He was deemed as righteous because of how he spoke the truth, how he stood on business, how he stood on truth, how he feared the Lord more than he feared everything else. He didn't even listen to his father Jacob. He said, I don't care what you're talking about. Just like Esau's sons, we won't be talking about that. But just like Esau's sons convinced Esau to go against Jacob and them. These fathers, that's what I'm saying. Some of these fathers, bro, your sons got more couth than you. Sons are better men than you. You scared, worried about how now they gonna be after you. They're like, I don't care. Ain't nobody really be after you. I mean, now the other people from the other lands that they got family over there, they gonna be trying to come out there, but who cares? We TTG. What's up with it? We got the Lord, our God, backing us. So it doesn't matter. When you got the Lord backing you, you don't fear nobody. What's up? Because my God is the sharpest shooter. Your little shooters ain't got nothing on my God. My God got the bull, whatever they call it, the little red eye joint that be on a blickies. My God got all that. My God seeing your every move. My God seeing you as you move steadily through the town, trying to come and creep up against me. So you're gonna get humbled every time. You're gonna get stopped dead in your tracks. My God is the best hitman, the sharpest shooter, Pooh. So if you got God backing you, you shouldn't care about not have no fear. Do not be dismayed. You shouldn't have no feelings of despair because God got you. You stand on his business. As long as you stand on his business and his law, who cares what else comes? And if it's your time to go, it's your time to go. That's why I say, I don't care about it. I'm speaking the truth. I'm here to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. So help me God. I don't care who would offend. I don't care because I'm tired. My soul is tired. This is why I be feeling like my soul been here before. I'm too young to be so fed up with the world. And I be ducked off. But yeah, y'all. I'm fed up with the world. Because it's just like, when is enough enough? When is enough enough? You know, and I feel for the boys out here and the girls. It's like, that's why I have like a love-hate relationship with people, because it's like, because I have compassion and I'm an empath and I can feel for people, it'd be hard for me to stay mad at what people do. Even as much as I hate these perverts, it's like the compassion part of me understands that they too have been a victim. They too have been neglected. They too have felt lost in the world. You know, something went wrong. And me, as the problem solver that I am, as the analyst that I am, I just be wanting to figure out what went wrong. Where did it happen at? And this is why it's like, as parents, yes, I'm going to always be on the child side, because the child is young. The child, you've been here for longer. And it don't matter about you saying I did the best I could. You know, of course you know, we ultimately all do the best that, you know, we can do. But some things can be done better. Some things didn't never have to happen. Had you been vigilant? Have you been more attentive to your children than you attentive to trying to see about who your man's sleeping around with? You stalking this girl page and that girl page, and you stalking his friends, close friends, and all the other stuff that these girls be talking about. That's why I can't be on TikTok. When I get on that mess, bruh, I be like, oh God. That's why I had to get off Twitter back then. I'm like, it's too goofy. It's just too much goofiness going on. The desperation for women is at an all-time high. It's been at an all-time high. And the men just as bad, because they do anything for a piece of coochie. They do anything to cover up their secret lives. So many of these men that have wives. I told y'all that one video I got on my page about what happened with the download with the man on the train. And he almost got smoked for that, because everybody ain't with that. But it's so much secret codes out here. That's why I be watching. I haven't watched them in a while, but I be watching the guys that on YouTube that talk about how they be trying to get with straight guys, and they talk about how to know if he this, if he's a down low, and all this stuff. And I mean, I had a gay cousin. My man, Jury, that I used to work at, he was so cool. I lived with a gay guy when I was in college. That's how I know. And I just know a lot because I have people, I have my own experiences. And so with those two together, and then I have just the wisdom that God dropped on me. So it's just like, when I know what I know, and I'm like, I know this stuff stems from places, and they didn't told you. That's why it's always good to have a gay best friend. Like, it's always cool to keep a gay man around, because he gonna put you on game and some stuff. Because for one, he really is still a man. He's still a man, and he know what they out here doing. And when I saw all of that going on Twitter, I'm telling you, Twitter is like your own Flicks hub. When I saw them, they be getting down. They be getting down. You know, but I also just know a lot of people out here are confused. So it's like, as much as I get mad sometimes, the other part of me like to have compassion, but I just hold adults more accountable. After a certain age, I really hold you more accountable. There's no reason that you 50, 60 years old and you still falling for the same stuff that little 20-year-old girls is doing. That's what made me mad with some of these older women. Like I read that story I'm gonna put it up here again, you know, about in Titus, where it was saying, you know, older women teach the younger women. Like, it's like you're not teaching them nothing. What are we really teaching our children? You're not being real with them. I tell my daughter everything. Y'all waiting too late. You waiting too late to talk to your kids about sex. You waiting too late to tell them about what's going on in the world. When the moment your child leaves your house, baby, they're exposed to a plethora of things that you know nothing about. A lot of the stuff that I know that I was exposed to in my youth, it wasn't because it was going on in my household. Some stuff, of course, but it was when I got outside. It was the wolves that's outside. The stuff I was exposed to in college and all of that. If I was the type of person that do anything to fit in, who knows? I'd probably be drugged up somewhere too. But I don't just do anything. I always be like, nah, I only smoke weed. Now, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I ain't gonna tell y'all my business. I ain't gonna tell y'all that. But I'm gonna tell y'all. I tried K2. I used to smoke K2. Like, literally, me and my best friend's brother, my old best friend, her brother, we ain't had no money for no weed, and we tried the K2 before. Like, I'm never gonna forget that 4th of July. We was high shit off that K2 down the harbor, down, you know, where I'm from. We was down the harbor. We was lit. Like, but we stopped doing it because we just like real weed better, and it smelled like, you know how like weed, they got a seed in it, it smelled like a cookout or something. It ain't no good cookout, but it smelled like the smell it had. It just like, but then come to find out, people was dying off of K2. Like, we could have died off of that stuff. So I've been through stuff too. I have experiences, and you know, but even with that, he the one who put me onto the K2. So I tried that with him. But like, I never tried Molly. Like when we went to the studio and stuff, and I'm not a drinker either. So people trying to get me to drink and stuff, like I'm not just doing it. And I've drunk before, but that experience wasn't a good experience. Like, it wasn't a good experience. I didn't like that. I didn't know what was going on. Like, you just can't be doing anything to fit in. And even if your friends are doing it, if it don't sit right in your spirit, don't do it. And that's stuff that you need to be teaching your children. Because their children are getting exposed out here. My mama probably still don't know. Like, my mom don't know a lot about me. She didn't. Them watching my videos is how they learned a lot of stuff. She didn't know a lot. Like, people don't know much because I don't tell people that stuff. That's why I say, y'all on YouTube, I done told everything on here, and it's only just to let y'all know. It's to be relatable, to let y'all know that I've been there in some of y'all's shoes. Some things, obviously, you know, I haven't done. But I've done a lot, been through a lot, and I've seen a lot. So because of that, that's why I tell my experiences, to let y'all know I'm not judging from a place of not understanding you. Because I understand where a lot of stuff stems from. But it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it right to do these things. Doesn't mean you have to live in regret and live with all this guilt, because you live and you learn. The thing is, when you keep living and not learning from it, that's the issue. That's the issue. So you have to learn from your mistakes. That's what wisdom is. Wisdom is applied knowledge. It's not about knowing better. Like, to know better and not do better, that makes you a fool. And when you know better and not do better, God holds you more accountable because you do know better. You're worse than a person out here that has no guidance, that just didn't know. They just didn't know. They just, you know, lost souls. Like most people are. You just lost. You just like going wherever the wind blow you. You try to fit in here. You want to be liked. You want to be loved. You want some attention. You want that acceptance. And a lot of times when you're not receiving it in the house, and that's why, like I said, a lot of these boys, they get out in the street. They're looking for acceptance there because they're not accepted in the house. You're not fitting in. You're not, when you go to school, you're not with the cool kids. You might be in a class with less people. You know, what they call those classes. So you want to fit in, or you might just be different. Like something about you is just different. So everybody wants acceptance. It's human nature. It's human nature until you get to a point where you know yourself and you love yourself and you accept who you are. Then you be like, I don't even want to sit. Like, I don't even want to sit with y'all. Like, I don't even want to. I don't even want to be a part of that stuff. That stuff, that's not me. And when you get to know you be like, don't want it, not interested. Not interested at all, sweetie. Take that with somebody else. But a lot of people be looking for love in all the wrong places. So when you looking for acceptance, like, and you want to fit in, and you want to be with the it girls, and you want to be with the savage guys, and you want to be thorough, you want to be street, you want to be because it looks cool, it looks fun, it looks like fast life. Fast life leads you to a fast falling, is what it leads you to. It leads you to fast ass whippings. You don't want to live a fast life. That's why I say now, like, I've been tired. A lot of that stuff, I done did it. Like, I've been chilled out since I went to college. In college, I was even more chill. Like, I still did some stuff, but I used to stay in my room and be, like I said, be with my little dudes, like, get my little weed, go in my apartment, I go to class, go to work, come home, chill with my niggas. That's it. Because I wasn't into all of that. And, of course, I might party sometimes, but I just was like, then once I graduated, I'm like, shoot, I'm ready to just stay to myself. And that me and my baby daddy, then he moved me in his house and all of that. And then we got pregnant. We was family. I was like, whoa, this is what, like, I got a whole family and all this. Like, I was just chill. I was okay with that. I don't like to be outside, ripping and running in the streets, doing all that stuff. Nah, I mean, I've been there, done that. I used to go party every freaking weekend in high school. And I've been partying. I've been partying since partying can be partied. Like, my cousins used to have all type of freak parties. You know, I was young. I was in 6th grade going to parties. Like, literally, I've lived a fast life. And that's why now I'm 30 and I feel like I'm like 60. Like, I literally only desire to do just chill things. Like, I just want to be at home. I just want to be home. That's what I just love. I just want to be home. But overall, you guys, this video is 2 hours long. It was well needed. It was long overdue. There's so many intricacies that go into this topic, you know, and I didn't touch on a couple of things, but overall, Black people, we need to learn who we are. Stop trying to fit in with people, baby. Y'all do so much to try to fit in with other nations. It's like y'all the only ones who wake up wondering what the white people think about y'all. I don't believe that they do that. Like, do you think that everything that they do, they wondering, like, I wonder what those niggers are thinking. Wonder what they're thinking. They're not thinking about us. Why y'all think so much about them? Why y'all trying to assimilate so much with them still? God separated you. You're a peculiar people. God separated you for a reason. Stop trying to fit in. This is why we are going through what we are going through. This is why we have no identity. This is why we can't even really embrace our natural hair. Why we can't embrace who we are. Y'all feel like we're this and that because we're not so subtle like them. Meanwhile, they admire our bravery, our audaciousness, how we just bold, how we just so strengthened. They embrace that. They actually be looking at us like, dang. That's why when people be like, how do you do this or that? I'm like, I'm a Black woman. It ain't nothing I can't do. When people say that stuff outside, I be like, how do you do this or how do you do that? I'm a Black woman. There's nothing that I can't do. I'm a Black woman. It ain't nothing I can't do. How do you use your nails and stuff? I'm a Black woman. It ain't nothing I can't do. You see, right? You see what I'm doing, right? You see it. I'm just doing it. Ain't nothing to it but to do it, Pooh. What do you mean? I get my strength from God, the Most High. What are you saying? Get you some. Get you some. That's how. We're set apart. Embrace the fact that you're set apart. Stop trying to be like these people. We different. How many times did God have to remind us in this text? I am the Lord your God. I chose you. I chose you, for you are the fewer. but I still chose you. You are this, but you guys did this, but I still love you. All I want you to do is repent and be obedient and follow my commands. I love you. I chose you. It's you. It's you. Y'all looking for love in all the wrong places. Meanwhile, you need to be looking for the love from God, because He's the one who wants to love you. He does love you. Look how much He has saved you from. No matter what you're going through right now, look at the other stuff He saved you from. Look how He got you through that. Look at the strength and endurance you have because of that. He was building character in you. He building you up for this very reason, to speak up. So I be telling people, like, when you learn to heal, you don't have so much hate in your heart. And yes, I do. I'm not going to lie to y'all, because I don't hate white people, but I'm never going to forget what they've done to us. And I will never trust them fully like that. It just is what it is. I don't hate them because some of them are cool. I talk to white people all the time. My white neighbor, we always go walking. I don't go walking with him now, but he be walking, and then I be walking too. And he always, talk to me and stuff. Some neighbors act weird. Like this lady right here, she act weird. I don't really care about that. Like, I don't care about that. If I see you, I still might speak, whatever. She just a deaf mute. She be looking dumb. You know how the white people be making that dumb face, like she just be looking dumb. But there's a lot of white people who show love, and I show love back. One thing about me is I'm gonna show love to who show love to me, period. But at the same time, I'm not gonna forget the history. I'm not gonna forget what was done. And that once certain things is done, I will never trust you. It ain't that I'm mad at you, angry at you. I just will never trust you. I'm never seeking to get close with none of them. Sorry, because when it all falls down, y'all gonna bind together. If it's an issue where it's me or you gonna stand up for your people. You probably gonna be on their side. And it's not all of them, but it's quite the majority of them. But there are some cool ones. There are some cool people. I talk to all type of people. And I'll pour into all type of people too, like they do at the store every day. He was a white guy, and I still poured into him too. So, at the end of the day, you guys, embrace your uniqueness, learn who you are, and walk boldly in that. Stop the foolishness, get with God. He will deliver you from any and everything. No flesh can save you. No flesh will be able to do what the Lord your God can do. He is the creator. He is the beginning, the end, the first and the last, the Alpha, the beginning, the end, the first and the last, the Alpha, the Omega. He is that. There's no one before him. He create good and create evil. I, the Lord, do all these things. He is the one, not the two. He is big God, not the little one. He has the final say. So until the next time, you guys, I'll see you in the next video. Deuces.